left me where no one can find me. There's no sign of life out here. I scream and it goes silent. I fight so hard, but I can't find my way out. Lost all dimension and time. I don't think I'm losing my mind. And this goes
Hey, good evening, everybody, and happy Halloween. This is Cash, your host for today, along with Doomgeek. Doomgeek, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I just finished eating some candy here, and I'm looking forward to more sweet things in the recaps of the games from last week.
Yeah, and we've got quite an exciting game for you here today. We've got on the blue team an Amumu, Kaiser, Oriana, Twitch, and a Urgot, which I was quite surprised by. And then Doomgeek, what do we have on the red team?
Red team, we have Swain, Jinx, Sejuani, Wukong, and Yasuo. The Sejuani is a new one here too. I haven't seen too many of that. Probably getting some ideas from the Worlds games that are going on.
Yeah, two very big AoE heavy teams. Well, let's see what they end up doing.
Alright, well, taking a look at the first clip we have here, the game has already been going on for a little bit, but we decided to fast forward just a tad here. We're at 5 minutes in. Blue team already seems to have a big kill lead, and this is Howling Abyss, so kills don't necessarily translate super hard to gold, but it is a 2k gold lead in this case. Red team's already behind a little bit. Let's go ahead and see what happens in this clip and kind of, using this, look back at what could have possibly happened. So, right off the get-go, we have kind of like both teams, as we mentioned before, blue team is a little bit ahead in gold, red team is kind of looking for a fight, and we have Wukong and Sejuani, two ways that they can easily initiate combat here. A good follow-up by Yasuo on Wukong. So, both teams have the potential to really capitalize on team fights here, you know, with blue team having the Mumu, a good potential catch, and we see those Sejuani miss out from the beginning. Sejuani's still posturing and positioning aggressively.
Hey, watch that Oriana ball.
Yeah, I was just about to call out
that.
That Oriana ball caught everyone off guard here, and now we begin a big AoE fight here. With the Mumu also catching a ton of folks out. The fight is very scattered, with the Wukong kind of dueling the Mordekaisers back. I think one of the things we noticed throughout this clip is that A, there's a lot of AoE, but B, that Oriana ball caught everyone off guard. I don't think that the red team either didn't notice the ball or didn't quite realize like how much damage and what is the devastating power of Oriana ult. Cash, you have anything else you want to go ahead and add on to that for this first clip right here?
Yeah, so we see that the Sejuani throws out the ult. Her team really isn't ready to sort of follow up on that, but when they do sort of come up, they all clump up together, which is not the best thing to do. I mean, they're facing off against this big AoE team, right? They're very dependent on the Sejuani to sort of create a lot of space and then wait for that Yasuo to throw that knock-up. And you can see that Oriana ball just stops anybody from following up with that Yasuo. And that Swain was scary for a second, but man, that was really good focus by the blue team. Just took him down, made sure that he couldn't just keep healing up.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to see how these future fights continue to play out, because we're kind of talking before, there's a lot of AoE on the blue team, but we have Wukong and Swain, both champions who also like to have some people around them and kind of swarm, create those big circles of death. So we're going to go move into the next clip here and see what happens. Here we go. Cash, kick us off here.
All right, so red team is posturing. They've got their minion wave sort of crashing in. Blue team is sort of looking. They're hiding in the bush. That Urgot is in a good place to jump and grab somebody. Sejuani is starting to poke. We can see that she gets the knock up and the stun off. There goes the freeze. Oh, there goes the Orianna ball again.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Once again, caught. And we see the Jinx is running away with no HP, and it's just, oh, I don't even know what kills her. Some sort of AoE damage or DOT probably got her. But man, that Orianna ball again.
I want to call out that Twitch positioning at the beginning of this fight as well. Super, good positioning by Twitch, kind of getting some free fire. Wukong understanding that his role there is to get onto the back and try to catch those squishies. But there's just a lot of trouble from Red Team to follow up on Wukong's deep dive. So then you have the Twitch who was in the back getting all the AoE damage, and at the very end Twitch tries to go to clean up a little bit, gets killed, but the damage is done. Twitch had already contributed. Blue team comes out ahead and is able to progress and march toward that tower. Amazing AoE ults from blue team. There's a lot that you have to kind of watch out for, these big areas of effect. All right.
Yeah, really well played by blue team there.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if like the blue team will continue to be able to capitalize on these big ults, or if red team can kind of like navigate through these big circles. Game has moved forward. The gold lead is about the same. Cash, take us off here.
All right, red team is kind of on the back foot. They've lost their inhibitor. We see that blue team still has their inhibitor. So super minions are pushing. Super minions are quite tanky, you know. They've got a huge amount of armor and magic resist. We see Swain throw it out. Sejuani goes in on that catch. Urgot tosses them up. Watch that Orianna ball again.
Ooh,
but this time,
one.
Swain dodges that Orianna ball, and he is just throwing out damage. And that Urgot is chasing down that Jinx. Can he finish off that Jinx? Ah, no, the Jinx survives. We see that Swain is just cleaning everything up. I mean, he's just cannot be killed. Mordekaiser's jumping over. He's probably waiting for his shield to come back up. Probably going to throw out a little bit of damage. Pop it off. I don't think his shield is back up. I don't think he has enough time. Nope. Not enough time. Maybe if that shield had been back up, he would have survived. So one thing that I missed, where was that Twitch that fight?
Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Well, one thing that also we can kind of see once this fight kicks off is that blue team doesn't actually have any anti-heal yet. So the Swain is able to get a ton of healing. We're going to go and see the Twitch near the back there. Twitch looking for the perfect opportunity here and tries to go and start shooting, but a little bit too close for comfort. We have the Wukong and the Swain who are on top of Twitch immediately when visibility is there. Something interesting as well is when the Urgot is fighting the Jinx, the Urgot's autos actually aren't hitting Jinx. Urgot's kind of a weird champion. The autos don't work quite the way that you expect them to. And Urgot's there, sure, Urgot's is standing next to the Jinx, but not actually dealing any damage. So that small difference, like if you don't notice it, makes a huge difference because Urgot's actually dealing damage.
Yeah, and also I wonder why the Jinx gave up on shooting out rockets and went for the little minigun at the very end. I wonder if she ran out of mana.
No, it definitely looks like there's still plenty of mana there.
Yeah.
Might have just been a panic moment right there. When you have a big crab in front of your face, you know, like, you're just thinking like, all right, oh my god, go ahead and get this thing off.
Yeah.
So now with that was a pretty big fight, kind of evened out the gold a little bit. We were talking about the gold lead being a little bit behind. So let's go ahead and transition to our last clip and see if red team is able to carry that momentum throughout the rest of the game and maybe win it. Alright, so we're definitely near the end of the game here. The gold lead very, very close. Cash, kick us off here as the clip begins.
Alright, so this time red team has their inhibitor up, but blue team doesn't. But it looks like this is just only recently spawned because we still see that blue super minion coming down. We've got some pressure from red there, but nope, not enough. Blue team gets to take their inhibitor. No punish. Oh, the Yasuo goes in. He's by himself. And that Urgot is just poking him down.
Oh.
Like, you know, Yasuo does a lot of damage, but Urgot's got a shield.
That Orianna bubble did a ton of damage right there.
Oh man, red team is still going in. I guess they have to. They only have one tower left, but You don't want that Swain sort of initiating the front line. And, it just isn't enough that Urgot catches and executes that Jinx.
For what it's worth, you can see the Jinx firing rockets with the Brunons kind of hitting everyone that's so clumped together. I think you're getting good value and damage off of that, but it's tough. I think the Jinx probably still needs some more time to actually truly chunk these heroes, these champions. They're all really low, but when the second it became a 45, it was an uphill battle for red team there. And with that, blue team managed to take that to the end. So, blue team was able to emerge victorious. Do you have any other ideas, thoughts, comments there about like how that ended up playing out? I thought the game was like really close at the end there.
Yeah, one thing that was missing from all three of the fights, including and even the fourth fight, the one that we didn't cover, is that we never really got to see that Wukong plus Yasuo combo that red team has sort of built out for themselves. Because that's sort of like their secondary initiate. After the Sejuani sort of starts things off, Wukong is supposed to go in, knock everybody up, and then Yasuo is supposed to get a free ult off of that.
For sure. There was other initiation tools that like the Sejuani ult and whatnot, but yeah, you're right. I think the Yasuo kind of, from the clips we saw, had to make his own knockups to try to get capitalized in there. Tough stuff.
So what do you think?
Go on, sorry.
What do you think about that Sejuani pick? Like, how do you think she fits into our whole ARAM community?
I think Sejuani is very good. She has the tankiness, but her ults, you saw in the very beginning when Sejuani missed her ult, it's actually not necessarily the end of the world. Sejuani actually was still pretty safe there. Missed the ult, doesn't have to commit to the fight if she doesn't want to. And I think that's the key thing here. We have a lot of tanks, like for example, a Mumu, or even Wukong, once they go in, they have to commit to the fight. They're in it, and they kind of are in it, they win it, or they die. Sejuani's not in that bucket. So I think there's some flexibility there, granted. There is some learning curve there to try to maximize her passive, but I think she's pretty good. What about you? What do you think, Cash?
I think Sejuani is a good tank and good at creating space, but I feel like because she can't sneak up on people, she gets punished a lot without a Warmogs. So she needs that healing, and she needs to be like really beefy, and she needs to sort of like be able to go in and then come back out.
Good insights there. Well, we wanted to go ahead and call out once again our MVP of the week. This week is going to go to Haley, who was running an incredible Orianna this game, able to land some massive balls and great ults to go ahead and take her team and to the win, giving the key edge there. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us this week from the Shadow Isles. We want to wish you all once again a happy Halloween. For all information about Monday Night Customs, latest stats, the games, make sure you check out our site, Monday Night mncpages.dev. With that, thanks for joining us. I'm Doom Geek.
And I'm Cash. It's good to meet you all.
Until next time.
Something about you feels so different. Yeah, you mess me up inside. It's like your energy was kissing my soul back to life, was living. Now it feels like every part of me is dying. Yeah, you're gone without a trace. You left me where no one can find me. There's no sign of life out here. I scream and it goes silent. I fight so hard, but I can't fight my way out. Lost all dimension and time. All alone, can you lose in my mind? And this goes down. And this goes down. Something about you feels so different. Yeah, you mess me up inside. It's like you're ready.